Hi everyone, I am Ann Urach and I'm here to present to you my presentation on how us as teachers can help students realize their learning norms. So my presentation today is for the perspective of giving it to my future students. So the overall question that we ask here, so why do students need these learning norms? They need these norms in order to stay engaged during learning experiences. Also, norms are essential to initiate deep learning and processes. And there are 10 simple learning norms for students, and they are a must have for every learner. So, in my own personal school, we use Zello for career cruising options, and this helps identify our students' learning styles, personality styles, or soft and hard skills. And then it uses their interests and their strengths to find suggested careers for them. So I'm going to go through these 10 learning norms and then how we can achieve these norms and then through our standard correlation. So the first thing on here is relationships. So relationships as teachers, we need to make sure our students are known to be a name, not just a number. And then as teachers, the teachers need to know the interests and talents and the strengths of all of their students. And then on the student side, they need to build these relationships with their peers, other teachers, mentors, and coaches. And I've been on all the other end of all of these, being a teacher, mentor, and a coach. I've been a personal mentor with mentee group of about 8 kids, and I've seen the relationships build and grow and being able to help the kids with their learning. And as a coach too, I've been able to build relationships so we can work. I know what the kids' strengths are so that we can play to them, when we're in like basketball games. So next is relevance. So students need to find work that's relevant to their interest and then also find work and learning to get them ready for the real world that is relevant to their interests. So next on here is time. So it's getting stuff done on time, pacing themselves correctly so they can finish things in an effective and efficient manner. And then this will also delve into deep and broaden learning for the students. So a lot of this one is basically getting their stuff done, turning their homework in on time, and doing it in an efficient manner and effective. The next one on here is timing. So this is the process and steps in order to achieve the norm. And this is where their learning style really comes in to accomplish these steps so that they can achieve. So next on here is play. So students need to know that they have opportunities to explore their learning. They also need to know that it is okay to make mistakes in order to learn and know that it is not a failure. I think we learn the best from our experiences, and the students need to know that it is okay to go out and use your experiences and experiment and see what their mistakes are and what they can learn from them and know that it is okay. Next here is practice. I think this one is short and right to the point, and practice makes perfect. As a basketball coach, as you're teaching your students how to shoot a basketball, they're not just going to shoot the basketball one time and they're going to have it down. They're going to have multiple repetitions in order to actually get their correct shooting form down. Next on here is choice. So students should be able to know that they have a choice of what, when, and how they will learn. And they have a choice of what path they can go down on their learning. The path could be bad, where the students don't learn, they don't do their homework, or it could be on the complete opposite side where they are doing that and they are interested in what they're doing. So next on here is authenticity. So in the realm of this, it's thinking outside the box in general. So it's students making things their own, their ideas, okay, their work. And then they also want this recognition for their work. That's not exactly the grade. The grades are great, but they also want to know that you care, like you truly read through it. Seeing that sticker of great job or you writing on it awesome with a smiley face. Students want to see that. Next on here is challenge. So there's a difference of just completing the assignment and doing the bare minimum, and then going above and beyond the expectation of the teacher. So students need to know that we want to see that going above that expectation, going over the bar. As a teacher, we need to make sure that the students know. Lastly, application, which I think is the most important norm out of all of them. Our students are going to be members of society one day. They're going to be contributing, and we want them to be positive contributors. So they want to be able to see the connection between their learning and how they can apply it in the real world someday. Okay, lastly, how can we as students achieve these learning norms? So, as a teacher, administrator, we got to make sure our students know what these norms are and what are some examples of these and how they can do each of these norms. In my own personal school, I think the students should refer back to their Zella results to make sure that they know what their learning style is, or their personality styles, or their skills, or their interests, so that they can tie those into their norms so that they can achieve those norms. Students also should not just look at their test grades and look what they did well and what they didn't do well and what they can reflect on and change for next time. And then lastly, I think students also need to be the judge if they see the norms being effective or ineffective. All right. To the standard, this is the standard for the assignment. And the first off is correlation. So, how does helping students achieve their learning norms support educational success and the well being of each student and adult? So, in my opinion, by having norms and expectations for students gives them something to strive for or a goal to achieve. These don't only guide our students, but push them to go above and beyond the set norms. In the end, these norms will get the students ready for real world application and situations. As adults and teachers, this makes sure we are checking in and being empathetic with our students. The norms are also allow the teachers to reflect on teaching styles and lessons to make sure they are effective to every student. Next is relevant. This assignment was relevant to my current learning by showing me the high importance of norms are for students just as much as they are for teachers. Norms help guide everyone for effective and deep learning. Overall, it has improved my understanding of norms and their role for everyone in the school system. Lastly, reflection. As a future leader, I would want norms to be established within the school to make sure all students are getting engaging and deep learning. Also, the students need to be actively involved in voicing their opinions on whether the norms are being lived up to or not. And lastly, I think norms are the best way to make sure our students are getting ready for the real world. So by doing this assignment, I was able to enhance my learning on learning norms for students. And I think they are a very important thing to put in our school system. And I think we have the curriculum and basis already built in so that we can use their information so that they can try to put them into their norm so they can start achieving other goals so that they can be positive contributors to our society one day. Thank you.